Welcome to the Loading Time podcast. I'm Elijah and I'm joined by Mr. Demi Harper. How you doing, bro?
That's me.
Really high.
I'm the producer up in this. And I'm producing. I'm very distracted at this point in time. I'm typing
What are you looking at?
What are you distracted by?
I'm typing the title for the thing in the
Oh,
recording.
okay.
Alright, right. And also joined by Sean. What's up, bro?
Yo, my eyes are tired, but I'm ready.
Yeah. No thanks
Ready.
to the guy I'm about to introduce next. Kept us waiting for how long?
For 10 minutes.
The bullshit!
Times that by 4 or 5, bro. Anyway, man.
Anyway,
This is a little special edition of the Loading Time pod. We're talking about Justice League, Snyder Cut, giving our thoughts on the matter.
silent clap.
Yes. Yeah, it was a standing ovation. I never thought I'd stay so alert and awake for 4 hours.
4 hours, you know. I was actually thinking to myself, like, am I going to like lose, like, gain track of time as I'm watching the movie? Like, will it be so bad that I'm going to look at my watch and be like, there's still an hour and a half left of this
Like
fucking
Wonder Woman
movie.
84 bad.
I mean, Wonder Woman 84. Actually, no. You're right. Towards like the end, I was like, why is the movie still going? Like, what's else is gonna happen in this movie?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. Yeah. With Snyder's Cut, I was like, I was checking to see if I had more to watch.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm enjoying this. Oh shit, it's got an hour and a half here. Sick. Yeah, it's got...
They did it in parts as well, so you know you can kind of come back into okay, I'll stop here and then I'll kind of continue.
You
Well,
could have,
8
yeah.
Especially for 84. Halfway through the movie, I was like, if not for that, we're actually gonna talk about it. I was gonna.
Get that off.
But I told you guys I was gonna. I was in a group chat. I was like, bro, fam, this is a bit like.
You are weak. You are weak, Camille.
I was just like, bro, I really wanted to just turn it off and watch something else. It was like it gave me Tenet vibes when I was just like, it was gonna be the first movie that I walk out from.
Really?
Because that
Tenet
long.
was like, I told my girl was like, she just said I'm gonna sleep. She just slept on. Okay, I'm. And I turned to her. I was like, oh, like, should we go? And she was like, yeah, let's go. And I was like, let's just stay for a little bit. Because obviously the pride of me saying I'm too dumb to understand the movie. Exactly. But I should have just humbled myself and know that I was just watching a bad movie.
I need to watch it.
I am not going to watch that.
Gone and never look back. That's what I should have done.
Why am I going to waste my time?
I didn't
Anyway,
mind
but-
it, But I was watching it, I was just like, hey, there's this thing, yeah. I was trying to understand it, I was just like, hey, I don't want to be defeated as well. But
It's like, am I too stupid to get this movie?
I had one eye on this screen, another eye on this one, just trying to look at Wikipedia to see what's going on. Honestly, that was it.
do you know what's mad? It's like I feel like no one except the guy who made the film understood it.
Really?
And there's some parts of the film that just they're like, it's not that there's plot holes. There's probably no plot holes in the thing. It's just that it's just very hard to grasp what's going on at any given time, and it's just like.
Well, at least one thing that's easy to grasp though.
What?
The Batman v Superman movie. It's shit.
Superman.
It's shit. Well, I'm trying to like move us back towards the Snyder Cut. We're going off a tangent and Tenet. So I was like, I'll drop it in with some Batman v Superman to lead up to the Snyder Cut. It was a shit movie.
Well, the Snyder Cut, I didn't think that universe could be redeemed for me. After watching...
Well, it's dead. It's dead now.
Like, I mean, as in my opinion, after watching
Oh.
the trash that was Wonder Woman 2, and then with Suicide Squad, and then with that first Justice League film, I was just like, there's no point in them making any more films.
There isn't
Like,
really.
It's
funny how the thing that they're not making anymore has kind of was like the saving grace for that kind of time universe of films, if you get what I mean. Like the one that all the other directors that made the other films, the Aquamans, the Wonder Woman, the Shazams, they don't see Justice League as canon. That's how bad it is.
Wow.
No, but that's what they said when they were all following Zack Snyder's version of it.
Yeah, but the
all
sense
the
of,
other,
already written
but
out
but
the story.
think about this the build up to the Zack Snyder movie. Like I wouldn't say it yet, but like the build up to it, that things happened in those movies that were just like this is bad. Like it's not good. Like even if you're following the Zack Snyder stuff, like maybe he set some rules like okay, it has to end this way. You can't do this. But the movies themselves, they're bad.
yeah.
They're bad. Like I remember watching Superman for the first time, and I really liked Superman.
I
And
liked
watched it
Superman
again.
at the time, but then when I
Then I
when you
watched
go
it
back
again.
you're like,
Yeah, you're a bit like, actually, the only thing good about this movie is the fight, really. The
fight scenes.
The fight is like so good, but when you really look at the story and stuff, you're like, actually, it's not great.
I mean,
it's not a
it's
terrible movie. Huh?
There's parts of this. I mean, this is just an origin story, isn't it? But there was
Yeah,
just
it's not
parts of that-
terrible.
there were just parts of it that just didn't make. Like when his dad killed.
Yeah,
killed himself.
he's like,
I was just
stop.
like,
Just like. It's like, something I said, like, I can literally pick you up in 2 seconds.
and he doesn't.
no, let me die.
And the mad thing is, if he went to even save him, it's not even like he'd even have to use his powers to go and save him.
Just jog there.
And all of that just to rescue a dog. All of that
It was as brain dead as Magneto and the plastic gun or whatever it was.
The wooden guns.
Yeah, it was a wooden gun. It's like, bro, your powers are not affected. It was just your brain power, bro. that was the only thing that was affected, man. And that's what made you feel with that scene.
So,
It's just-
so in terms of
God.
Snyder Cut, like, how would you rate it?
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
Or-
Okay, how would you, because, like, obviously the first version of the film is really crap.
The thing is,
Abomination.
I think that there's it's a tricky one because I know that the Zack Snyder film is a good film, but one thing that I'm trying to imagine, if I had not seen the first one, how would I judge this one?
I think you would have still liked it.
No, I would have still liked it.
Yeah.
The thing is, I like the action in all of the DC films so far, other than Wonder Woman.
You won't like it in Wonder Woman 2, though.
The Wonder Woman one was good, but like even the first Justice League, for me, I just don't understand why he ripped out 90% of the.
A film that was
stuff
made
was
for
all
him.
there.
Like, think of even that thing you're saying where you text and you're like, why is he taking out fight scenes that are the same fight scene? It's like, it's literally, if you left that fight scene in there, it would be
Exactly.
fine. Like, why did you take
Like,
it out?
the whole Wonder Woman part at the beginning.
Yeah, and it
and
was like,
the bullets.
within
When
the
she-
first 10 minutes.
when she was deflecting the bullets, like, the way she did, I was like, this was not in the other film. Like,
No.
It's like, why did you take that out? Like, there was
They
no
did
need to take that out.
They did combination moves in this one, which they didn't do in the first one as well.
Oh, yeah, with the cyborg throwing
And there's
Aquaman
also-
and,
Come on, yeah.
there's
and Flash
also,
running and...
There's also like Wonder Woman didn't speak to in the first one. Wonder Woman and Aquaman didn't speak at all, except the one
Oh, yeah.
part when
She
When
like
he
sees
sat
his
on the
legs.
rope, right?
yeah. Other than that, there was no other part where they spoke to each other, which kind of is just like this is.
Yeah, there was like no
it's supposed to be-
bonding.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Justice League. Like, you're supposed to be a well-knit group, and you guys are all acting as individuals throughout the whole film.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I think
I
I
don't
agree
know.
with what you're saying. I don't. Yeah, it's really confusing because it's like, how you've made a good movie before. What's wrong with you? But it was like how you were saying before. It was like, oh, if you didn't see the crap version, like, would you rate it as highly? And I thought about that while I was watching it. I was like, because you see things, and you're like, this is better, and you almost like put it on a slightly higher pedestal because it's like, you compare it to the other movie, this is much, much better. But I still think it's a pretty good movie. There's some things I would have changed. I'm not changed. Sorry, there's some things I wouldn't have done. But like, I still think it's like a really good movie. Not as good as like other superhero movies I've watched, like in the Marvel side, but probably the best DC movie that they've ever done.
I don't know, because
Like-
I feel like they really fleshed out characters in this film, and they fleshed out Cyborg.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
They fleshed out
He's the
Cyborg,
only one.
basically.
They fleshed out Cyborg, and to a degree,
They gave
I wanna
Flash
say
a little bit more.
They gave him a bit. They didn't make him a coward in this one, which is
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was like every character's felt.
He was
very
annoying, though.
important. So you have
They made him
characters like,
it was basically
No, but you-
Spider-Man.
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
you had good As in, every character had this thing they had to do. So, like, Wonder Woman was powerful, but she's really there to show the narrative and the lore of everything that's happening. Then you have Cyborg, who kind of fleshes out everything a bit more, and his character progression is really
really good.
Progression, just his character, the way they fleshed out his character was done really well. I don't know why they took it out. Even Aquaman,
why did they take it out?
Showing
doesn't make any sense.
And Wonder Woman, knowing that their people had beef back in the day and all of that stuff, like we didn't know any of that before. And then
Batman. Well, the one thing they did in the old movie, they gave Batman that whole guilt thing, which I thought they would remove in this one, because like at the end where he's in the original one where he's in the car and he's driving off and he's like basically like he has no plan. He's just driving off. He's like, he kind of like, it looks like he wants to die. And I was just watching it like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're Batman. You don't just charge into shit without plan. But this one, he kind of had a plan. But they did show a little bit of the guilt stuff where he was like, don't worry about what I'm doing. Just follow the plan.
I like that guilt though, because it made him, because of,
remember think about it,
Superman,
right?
Yeah. Just remember how bad, like, so we say, but let's say, Batman and Superman was bad, yeah. Because narratively, there was a lot of just dumb things where Batman was just very irrational for most of that film. He was very irrational,
yeah.
And it seems like in this one, he is like reflecting on how irrational he was before, and realizing that okay, we actually need Superman, and they fleshed that out kind of well. In my opinion, they still haven't really fleshed his character out much, because his introduction to the series is basically him trying to fight Superman, and we have no reason. We don't know the reason why he's so angry at Superman for like there's no actual proper reason given. So I don't know, but I mean I just feel like they gave everyone a decent role, and they didn't bring Superman in too early, because obviously he's just the overpowered. In this thing.
I do question how overpowered he. I mean, I liked it, but I think in this version of like DC superheroes and stuff, they made him like so powerful. Like, I mean, he's strong, but you know how they made, initially when he was created, he was like stupidly strong. Like he could pull planets when he was initially created, and they had to make him weaker because he was like, it was just so stupid how strong he was.
Yeah.
And as a character, how do you write a story for someone who is that powerful? Like, you can't really. And in this version of the story, they made him almost like godlike. Like you can see in the first movie, his movie, there are loads of scenes that's like Messiah-y, where he's just out there with his arms out like he's a cross and the light behind him. And they do it again in this movie where he goes up to the sun. And it's like, oh, Messiah thing. And it's almost like, oh, but better in this one. But in the first one, it was like once he showed up, it was basically like you've won.
That was it.
It was like he showed up, you've won. And this one, it was similar to that, but they still kind of lost. They still kind of lost. Yeah. So it was like, even though he's there, you still lose, and the only reason why you don't lose is because of this guy, rather than like a guy who's technically, you could almost say was the weakest. But he's not really. Like Flash is definitely not the weakest.
He's like
but
I think he's like the strongest.
He's like one of the strongest, But he's shown,
yeah.
but he's shown in that thing to be like the least experienced.
Yeah.
Like, and he doesn't really. He like all he's been doing really is running. He's like running and like saving people slightly, and just like, oh yeah. But he's like, but they don't show what he can really do.
Yeah.
Like what we've seen him do in like the cartoon and stuff. But he's the one that actually like saves the day. Well,
Yeah.
more or less.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, because they would have failed if
they would have just that would have been it otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do find it. I didn't like the actor. I don't like the actor that's playing Flash, but I do like the way that they fleshed out his powers, like the way they made it seem like he has to be really careful the way he moves people, because he's moving so fast that if he's careless, he
breaks people.
He might break them. So like even just the fact that like when he was fighting the demon, and what are they called? The parademon.
Yeah.
Where he was fighting one and he just pushed one slightly and it went flying because of how fast he is. So I like the way they fleshed out the fact that he's not just fast, like he has to really think about what he's doing. But I do feel like, this was a film for comic book fans. It wasn't for anyone else, because anyone else watching it will have no clue what's going on.
Nope. No clue. Like because I watched it with my girl and she was like
baffled.
What's that?
When you're seeing say, she's like,
It was for us. Yeah.
She was just basically saying, "Oh, this is just an Avengers rip-off." That's all she was saying.
Yeah.
Because she didn't know the comics.
But then, does she know the comics of Avengers? Is it because she saw Avengers?
Yeah, but Avengers is done in such a way.
Avengers
Yeah.
knows more about the MCU than she does about the DCU.
But the MCU is made like for casual people at the heart of it mainly, and there's Easter
Yeah, and
eggs
then-
for comic book fans.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
they
know,
drop
man,
things
because
like
I feel
right.
I don't know, because I feel like if they just released Avengers and no Iron Man, how many Thors, no Captain America,
It'd be terrible.
There was a lot of stuff that they had to build up that
Yeah.
film, whereas Justice League didn't necessarily have all of that stuff to fill it. There was no
Yeah, but they
character- other than
have
Hulk.
they have no excuse for that though. They have no excuse for it because they have no excuse for that. They could have, if they played it smart, right? They could have slowly
They should have done
drip
that,
fed.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
should
yeah.
have drip
They
fed
should have done
information. But of course, they didn't do it properly because the anti-life equation is like you only hear about it in this movie, and they could have dropped that in the same way they did with the Infinity Stones. Like, you know, eventually you hear about this thing, you always hear about it, and then eventually you see one, and you're like, okay.
You don't
and then
even
they sort of
they don't even get called Infinity Stones until
yeah.
Thor 2 or Avengers: Age of Ultron. It's quite far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But you know about them at the
I mean,
end.
you
You're
see
like,
them
okay, I
at the
know
end of
these
every
things.
film.
Yeah,
Yes,
but you don't.
yeah.
it's
But they
like-
drip feed them, you know. And in
Yeah.
this one, they don't even have. They don't have to look
didn't-
for
yeah.
6 of them or whatever, or
They
7
didn't
of
build the
them.
world
They are.
before doing it. They
Yeah,
just-
it was just like, here's this guy, here's this guy.
Let's take
here's
what-
this
now,
guy.
give us
Here's
some
this
money.
huge movie with everything.
And you can't
And-
even say that they can't do it because they did it with the animated universe.
They can do it. They can
That's
do
what
it.
I'm saying.
It's
They've
just-
done it with the animated universe. The animated universe is well done. They started from, you know, with Flash, and they've built it up over 7 years. I think started 2013 or something, or maybe even earlier than that. And they've built it over 7 years, so they can do it. But they saw it's like
They wanted to
they
make
saw
money.
Marvel's success, and they saw, oh, we need to catch up now, rather than just having a
Plan it
long-term plan and
properly.
let it
Yeah.
just naturally
Yeah.
progress like Marvel, because Marvel made hella mistakes, hella duds,
yeah.
dud films.
Everyone,
Nah, I don't even want to watch.
it's like now everyone wants to make everyone wants to make a shared universe kind of thing because it makes money, but like it's really silly because it's not successful because it's a shared universe. It's successful because of the way it's built. So everyone's just forced to this whole shared universe thing. I heard that they tried to do this whole dark universe nonsense with the Mummy, and
Did they?
yeah, with the Mummy.
Well,
and,
it was
and
the,
stuff like
the
that.
Mummy Dracula. It started off with Dracula Untold.
Oh, were they going to join that all together?
It's the monsters universe, isn't it? Like that's.
Oh.
I think they're all. I think they're supposed to be linked. I think. I don't know. I think it's. But it's so you know those remember back in the day the old Mummy films that they had Mummy, then Doctor Frankenstein's
Yeah,
Monster.
yeah. Then they had the new one, didn't they?
Yeah, so
They
the
had
new
the-
one was supposed to be like I remember at the end of Dracula Untold, they were supposed to be like I'm not
Let
sure
the
if you've
games
seen Dracula
begin.
Untold.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
supposed
Yeah,
to
oh
be-
yeah, I remember. Yeah, I've seen
Often
it.
happens at the end of that, which links to a sequel. And then they do the Mummy reboot, which has like some hints of Jekyll and Hyde in it as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and then I think they were supposed to do other stuff, but then they just cancelled it.
Because no one was watching
Because
it.
no one wants to
I
do.
don't know
No
if
one
no one
wants
was
to
watching
do.
it. I think people did.
Well, because
watch
if
the
they
Mummy.
were making money, they would have done it. They weren't making enough money, so they didn't do it.
No one. They
I
don't want to
think
do the
they-
groundwork, bruv. They just.
Yeah,
I
because
think, I don't even think it's the money thing. I think it's.
I think it's
maybe they
always
just,
the money thing.
No,
No, I think it's always the money. Because at the end of the day, right, if you make something, the reason why I feel the Marvel's movies will keep going, the reason why they're planning, how many years down the line, because they're making money. If they weren't making any money, they wouldn't bother doing it. If no one was watching these movies, they wouldn't bother making them.
Yeah, but
They'd be
that's
like,
what-
oh, it hasn't worked, phase over.
But Marvel
somewhere.
is big enough that people will still watch
No.
it regardless. It's just like let's say
Disagree. Disagree, because
X-Men
Marvel
did
has had to
X-Men
sell
did-
off their IPs because they don't have enough money.
That's that's before they got bought by Disney. But I'm just saying, like, Marvel's like superhero stuff generally for let me not say superhero stuff that is already recognized does well.
Power
Blade
Rangers.
did well. Did
Power
not
Rangers.
do well.
No.
No, I mean in the box office, not as in not review wise. I'm saying
Oh, as how much money they made? Okay, I know how
Yeah.
much money they made. Because my thing is like, if the movie comes out and it makes a decent amount of money, they make another one. Because that's the formula, right? You make another one with that cost less. Although Marvel did it better because Avengers was like how many much more billion. Sorry, Endgame was so much more billion dollars more than like the other movies. But usually the science of it is you make a movie, you spend the money, then you make a sequel that costs less money because you don't think it's going to make as much money as the first one. But they obviously didn't do it that way because they were building up this thing. But as far as I'm saying, if like the DC movies made box office hits, there's no reason why they wouldn't make more.
no, but they did. You know that DC they made quite a lot of money off of their stuff. People went to watch them. It's just that they got reviewed really badly, and it's also about efficient how well you're spending your money as well. So like, obviously, if the film does badly, it means that the next project, as in if it reviews really badly, it means that the next project people might not
Probably won't make much money.
not
Yeah.
be as and it's also just bad on your company, like on your name, if you just have bad movies coming out and people are still watching them, but people are watching them because of what it is. It's like Batman. People are going to watch Batman regardless, but if it's bad, it's just going to look bad on like Justice League. The first one, I think, actually did so well. They were able to make their money back, but the issue was because they
but they don't want
and stuff. They made revenue, but it's whether they made enough profit to cover everything they made before.
But I don't think they want to breaking even isn't the ideal goal, is it? It's to
They want to break records.
they want to break records.
They want
And
Black
if you're
Panther, you know.
But I don't know why they're trying. But I don't know why you like. Do you know what's mad yet? When I'm reading the story about the Justice League, I'm just like, why did you even allow this to go out? There was already such bad within the camp. People are already complaining. People are saying they behind the guy's back. They're cussing the guy the thing, and they still allow it because they respect what's it called? Because of their love of money. Basically, they don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers, so they don't tell them that the film is bad.
But it's point of no return, isn't it?
But I mean, you either release the movie and break even, or you don't release anything
and waste all that
money.
It's kind of like you've seen of Cyberpunk and
it's what happens when you have investors come in and do their stuff.
They're like, on this day we expect to get back this much money. So if you delay or whatever, then it's like,
or they go through that whole thing there. Said this has to come in 3 months, whether you like it or not. We're gonna work as many hours as we need to, but it has to get done. So you get the crunch and
actually
it banks.
And they also said that the film could not be over an hour and a half or something. It couldn't be over 2 hours or something.
Which movie? Justice League.
Really?
Is that why it's the shortest movie?
Yeah, theatrical release. Yeah, it's 2 hours.
Okay. So I was thinking about this, right? I was thinking like, so was it that? Because I'm confused. I was looking at something. I got confused. Did Zack Snyder start making the movie first, and then something happened with his daughter, so he left, and then Joss Whedon was brought in to finish it, and then he just
decided to give
nonsense.
Superman a messed up upper lip.
Because they did. You know why they did that?
He didn't even need to do that. Because he was doing
a different movie.
So they want to get rid of his moustache.
Yeah. So and he didn't need to do. He didn't need to do the reshoots.
That scene did nothing. What was that scene for?
So
it didn't do anything.
Because I'm watching.
Listen, the first thing you see when you watch that movie, you're like, "What's wrong with his lip?" That's the first thing I thought. I was like, "What's wrong with his lip?" That's thousands of dollars. That shitty lip.
Other people have come and done the CGI and for cheaper and made it look better than that.
Really?
Just
it's like, what the hell is on this guy's lip? It's okay.
Okay. I've a go on.
Completely irrelevant scene as well. Like, I didn't even need to be there.
Pointless scene.
You could have figured it out, man. Jeez.
I have a question then. I have a question for you guys. Like, what is your favorite and worst part of the Zack Snyder cut?
Favorite.
You know what? I think I don't know if
my favorite.
Go on, say your worst part.
Go. My worst part was the singing at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Because I was just like, why is what?
It went on for so long. It was just like, why? It went on for so long. It was like, why are they still
this
singing?
This film is long enough. Why are you adding this?
Yeah, like what?
Funny, they only have like useless parts. Do you know that you had quite a few useless parts at the very beginning of the film where they would have like songs playing, and after that it just takes on a normal pace. And I was like, why did you do it from the very beginning? It's as if you wanted it to be really
4 hours. To be 4 hours. There's a lot of them.
It was just like, okay, I need to shorten this up. Ridiculous now.
I think I really thought about this. I think my favorite part I want to say the bit where Wonder Woman shows up.
I really like that part, but I don't know if that's my favorite part.
I think one reason why it's my favorite is because it was like shocking to me when I first saw it. I was shocked because I was like,
both watching, we looked at each other like, this is not the same.
Was it when she burst in the room like?
Yeah, and she just duppies everyone,
and she just did some Dragon Ball Z.
Was she going super fast?
Yeah, when she's like, I was shocked. I was like, this is not like the first movie.
Yeah, that
like
seemed
at
really
all. And then when you
That's
see
when you
the
clock and you're just like, okay.
yeah, when
this
you
film is
clock,
much
and when
better.
you see the dents in the
already.
wall.
Oh, I didn't realize she killed them until I saw the
She,
blood on the,
yeah,
on the wall.
you see
I was like,
dents in the
"Rah."
wall and shit, and people are just bleeding on the floor. I was like, shit.
It was like really dark. Like
She does not
take
mess
man's
around.
heads off.
I was like, oh my
But that's
days,
what
she.
liked. I like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, I like that.
I was like,
Because
that
I
one.
was just like- even
As long
the
as
end-
it,
remember
as long
the
as it
end
makes
of the film?
sense for the character.
In the
But
end,
yeah.
but I think in the end of the film when
She cut off his head.
when what's his name, Aquaman impaled him, and then you're thinking, okay,
Superman
this is
punched
the end.
him.
And then
Superman
she's like,
punches
okay,
him.
this is the end, and he just cuts off the head, and then it goes to Darkseid. I thought Darkseid.
And you know what Darkseid does at the end when he
I thought it was
stamps on
gonna
it?
crush him.
I thought you might question
That
as well,
bit,
yeah.
yeah, I was like, no, this guy's a bad man. I like it. Like, I was like, this guy is
Yeah.
like, this guy's useless. Boom. And it makes
So-
so much sense for his character because he is a very,
He is. Oh, Darkseid is mad.
especially if you watch Apocalypse War. Oh my, you like, yeah.
And I
that's
like, do you know
Darkseid.
who else I like seeing? I'm just happy, like you said, it was really for a lot of comic book fans, but I liked seeing Granny Goodness.
Oh yeah.
I was just
Yeah,
like,
I saw
ooh,
her.
that's a nice.
Yeah. Because the thing about
nice
this whole
little to
thing, right?
sprinkle on the top.
Because I remember someone saying. Also, I'm gonna say my worst bit. My worst bit is how Cyborg's father died. Because I feel like
He did need
it
to die.
wasn't- I feel like he didn't need to die. It felt like he went into the. I get it, right? Under pressure, no. But the thing, he went into the thing. He closed it, right? He was like, "Oh, the guy won't get in." And I was like, "That's not gonna hold the stooge." Before I thought, I was like, "It's a glass wall. That's not gonna." You just saw this guy slice through how many metal poles? Like, that's not gonna hold this guy. So, and then Cyborg comes out. And I'm thinking, like, there's so much time in here, and he presses it. Doesn't even say bye to his son or nothing. Just presses it. And then just turns to dust and stuff, and I'm like, "Alright, okay." I mean, I feel like
That was kind of brutal, though. The way
it wasn't like it didn't ruin the movie or anything, but I didn't find that scene believable. I didn't believe that she couldn't do anything else but die. That was my issue with that part.
Yeah.
I was like, "But I know you're dead and you're pushing the story forward, but couldn't it have been done slightly better? Like he literally didn't have any choice but to press the button. Like maybe Steppenwolf was already in there or something." And he just had to press the button or something. So he couldn't actually get out. But it was kind of like, oh, technically I could have opened the door and closed it and pressed the button in the amount of time that it took for me to be staring at my son and like flipping the button thing and look at. I was like, that part is not believable to me. But
I think
that's my worst part.
the best scene for me, it's quite hard to pick because they both involve Flash. Although I dislike the actor, like the way, like I didn't think he was. I found him very annoying, but like in these scenes, it made Flash like stand out a lot. Is that it's both times that they're trying to do something with the box, with the mother box. So the first time where just before like the Flash runs, Cyborg is like no. and then Flash is like, oh, go. Just when Cyborg sees the what's going to happen, and I was just like, raw.
Yeah, that was so good.
It was. So, I didn't see it coming. I was just like, raw. This guy's seeing what's going to happen, and they're just about to basically hit start on the time bomb.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, raw. So this is where this film is supposed to go. And then they did it. I'm just like, oh, raw. Okay. I also liked them showing the Speed Force like at the end as well. Although to anyone else it wouldn't have made any sense. But for like as a comic book fan, I'm just like I really like what they did with the Speed Force, like the way he's so fast that like everything has to catch up to him, you know, and the fact that he's basically reversing time. That's what he's doing. He did it back when they brought Superman back to life. He did it there, but they didn't have to explain it. They just kind of it was very subtle, and then at the end,
I mean,
they did it again.
They did drop in a little bit of the whole like, oh, if I move too fast,
time something happens with time.
Time gets a bit loopy.
And the fact that he had to break his rule, like he's like, I don't break that rule, but like at the end he had to break the rule. So as a character, they like, they developed him and made him more important. In the first one, he was just like, "What's brunch?" And it's just like that joke didn't even land. Like, why
doesn't make any sense?
there was a
You're a
lot of-
millennial,
It
of
just
course you know
made
who
him
brunch
so
is.
There was a lot of jokes that they made in the first one.
They
that
tried to
just
make it very Marvel-like. With the
Yeah,
jokes.
even that joke where Batman breaks his arm and he's like, "Oh, I'm bleeding" or whatever.
I'm bleeding.
Like I was literally waiting to see if they left it in. I was like, "Please tell me they didn't leave it in, please." And they didn't, and I was like, "Thank fuck," because that was terrible. It was just like, "Why are you doing what?"
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, Elijah, what's yours?
Yeah. Mine is probably that it's probably that sequence where Cyborg sees a premonition. Because at that point, when you see everything, and the real subtlety is when you see that the dead Green Lanterns there, and you see just everything kind of brush up, and you're like, oh snap! So this is what could actually happen. This is like this horror, because it made you feel like raw, like this is very, very serious. And I know, and another bit like which kind of links to it, that epilogue where it's like you see just a wasteland, and then you see Joker at the end. He's doing this little Joker shit with Batman. You know, you have it looks like Future Flash because he's got his armor. So the Flash that you saw in Batman versus Superman, when he's even that bit is a bit weird. Anyway, you see the epilogue when it just feels like, raw, this is really serious, and you hear he kind of Joker hints at the people that have died because of what. He kind of says, "Oh, Batman, is your fault that this person's died, just because you couldn't do a simple job."
And you know what's actually interesting?
Trolled.
They mentioned timeline. They mentioned different timelines, so it can also allude that this isn't the first time that this has happened, or this isn't. So there's more timelines than
What we're
this.
seeing,
So, I mean, it is interesting. I mean,
Did you say
I like the epilogue as well, but.
Yeah.
I thought it went on for a bit too long. I was a bit like, I was like, okay, cool, I get it. They're in a desert wasteland, and Superman is like offing people. Yeah, cool. Thingy's dead. La la la. And then that conversation with Batman and Joker, I didn't get it. I was like, I guess you're trying to sort of drip feed why this stuff has happened and what you should have done. Like he's just like taking the piss out of Batman, like, oh, you sent like a boy to do a man's job and all that stuff. Just like drip feed little bits of information.
He was talking about Robin at that point.
Yeah, I thought what. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I kind of gathered from that, even though I might be wrong, that there was something to do with Lois Lane, and Batman sent Robin to go handle it, and really he should have just gone himself. And because Robin failed, and then all this shit happened. Yeah. But I don't know.
I don't even think it was even that, because it's.
I don't know. That's what I got from it. I was like, okay.
If you in Batman versus Superman, you see the there's a part when
Jason Todd's suit,
you see.
Yeah, but that's Jason
Robin.
Todd. There are other Robins though.
There's other Robins, but that's the only one we've seen, and that's the one that I feel like is being referenced by Joker as well.
Same, yeah.
Well, I don't know, because we haven't seen. We just saw a suit.
We have, but that's the thing, because we've only seen that. That's the only really like deduction we can really make, because it's like
who else would it have been?
It's like
because it doesn't make any sense, does it? Because it's like, oh, here's the suit of this dead person for an event that hasn't happened yet. Well, that's how I saw it anyway. Because if you, how do you see it then? How do you see that Robin quote?
I think that
mentioned?
he's just talking about a different. I think that Joker is talking. He's talking about Robin, but I think it's all these things are kind of interlinked. It might be that. It might be something that's happened in the past, and because Batman didn't off Joker or whatever at that time when he really should have, now this has all happened because Joker's now gone and done something mad.
That's on the Injustice thing, right?
Yeah, that's what I would go from there. But I just feel like those two things have to be linked, just because they made a big deal of showing Jason Todd. Or they made a big deal showing that
joined the suit,
in the second one, in Batman vs Superman, and then Joker's referencing a Robin in the next one. So it wouldn't really make sense if he's referencing another one. It's just like
I think it could.
Think it would.
I get what you're saying. But I just in order of like events, it doesn't make sense to me, because like this Robin is dead. So why are you now referencing him in a situation where it's like, oh, this dead Robin is the reason why this has happened? And it's like, but
then I just feel like
died ages ago.
I would just felt like there would have been no reason for them to reference the first one in Batman, like Batman versus Superman anyway. I mean,
you say that, but then also like in this movie, they dropped so many things that people don't understand. It's like,
and we'll never understand.
And we'll never understand.
Never gonna
see
it.
Here's like there's so many things out there, because if we're saying like it's for comic fans, right? Then we can also then assume that maybe he's not talking about that Robin, because I mean we don't know. We'll never know. But I just found that conversation with him and Joker kind of convoluted. I was like, you're telling Joker you're gonna kill him, and Joker's getting all funny, and I'm just a bit like, I'm not really. Why is he there? Why is Joker there? Because even if it is an injustice, why is Joker alive?
It's not injustice. It's a mix, because even
no, I'm saying, but if it is that storyline, then it's like, why is Joker alive? Because
but it wouldn't be that. It's not that. It can't be just because there's so many players that are on the wrong side. it seems like Superman's the only one of the heroes that has gone bad. Whereas in Injustice, there's like a mix between the heroes that are.
Yeah, there's some
Wonder
people
Woman
side
still
of
is,
Superman.
Wonder Woman
others.
is dead for some reason in the Injustice in this film. She's dead at the end.
Yeah, she's
Cyborg
dead.
is
Aquaman's dead.
And exactly. Yeah, Aquaman's
De-
dead.
yeah,
so it doesn't follow that.
Deathstroke is good.
Deathstroke.
Yeah,
is good.
Aquaman's dead. Lois Lane's dead. Wonder Woman's dead. Jason Todd is dead because apparently Justice League 2 is gonna have Joker kill Jason Todd.
Really? That was what was going to happen.
Yeah, apparently.
But
I'll
then,
link
but
it
wait,
in a
but I
bit.
don't understand. But his suit is there.
It must be an alternate timeline. I don't know.
It would have
but-
been. It probably.
Or
is
they
an
would have
alternate
done.
timeline, or
They
it
might
would
have done like a.
backstory.
Yeah, exactly. They would have done like a flashback or something.
Right. Okay. Fine.
Which would have explained it, but I
It
think
would
Zack
probably
Snyder
would
was
have
gonna
been
do
something
that.
to flesh out Batman's character more. Because so far all we know
Don't really
about
know
Batman.
anything.
If we go based on the films we've seen, we don't really know much. We just know. Do we even know that his parents got shot at the beginning, and that's really where?
Well, I feel like they don't really need to even show that because how many Batman
I hope
movies
to
have
God they
out
don't
there?
show
No, it's not
that
even
again.
that they need to show
Because
that. But I mean,
it's
all
that-
we
How
know
many
of
times do
all
we have
we
to
know
see
of
that crap?
Batman is that what's it
Them-
called? All we
them
know of
pearls.
Batman is that. Yeah, that's all we know of Batman. I mean, he has a beef with Superman, but we don't even know who his villains are.
I mean,
Just
because
know-
I see what you're saying. Like, I don't
We
think
know
we
there
need
was
to go as
Penguin.
far back. Was Penguin in?
Oh, that
Shown
was in
in
the
the
first
thingy?
film, though. No,
Which
that was
one?
in the Batman vs Superman.
Was Penguin in it?
He was mentioned, yeah.
was
Alfred
he-
mentioned him.
Was he about those henchmen that he just stepped
Yes,
on?
he was saying that, talking about this is like we used to. He referenced them fighting people with toy penguins and umbrellas or something along those lines.
Right, okay. Because I think that I agree they should show some sort of thing just so you can relate to this version of Batman a bit better. Like, and the flashback with Robin will be enough. But I don't think they need to go as far as be like, oh, this is how Batman was Batman. Like, we know, we've seen it like
This is the-
10 times.
This is the thing why I think, and it's like they wasted budget and stuff on useless stuff. Like, let's say Suicide Squad, yeah. Well, there's no need for that. No one really cares for Suicide Squad.
If it was
honestly.
good, I would have liked it, but it wasn't good.
But it's just how would it
And
have
again,
linked to the
reshoots.
universe?
Oh.
In what way? That's what I'm saying. That seems like a wasted budget that could have gone on maybe a solo Batman film or a solo.
Yeah,
Like Batman and Superman are the biggest comic book characters of all time. Batman and Superman, and then
Sadly.
flipping
And Spider-Man.
One
Spidey.
Piece.
Spider-Man is number one.
One Piece, what the fuck?
Yeah, it is. One Piece is so.
Why are you comparing One Piece with?
No, but I'm
like-
just saying. I'm just adding. I'm just saying. In sales wise, One Piece is like the third highest selling comic of all time.
Oh, really? Okay. Fine.
Yeah. But anyway, so there's Batman and Superman. Batman doesn't get any film. Like, he doesn't get any solo, nothing. Superman gets a film, and is probably going to get a second film. It's looking like he's going to get a second film now if they get Henry back.
I don't know if it's fair to say Batman doesn't get anything because Batman's been getting movies for like years, and he's getting another one.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean,
not
in
this
regards to
one.
how it fits in with the Snyder universe. Obviously.
Oh
there's-
right,
there's
yeah.
gotta
When
be
it's
a-
Snyder wise,
Batman-
but I think that's fine because I think that's fine because like what was the last Superman movie before the Snyder one? It was that one with that
Batman v
skinny guy.
Superman, was it
Oh,
Returns?
No,
Superman
that
Returns.
other one,
Superman
where he
Returns.
grabs the plane.
Yeah,
He doesn't do anything in that entire
doesn't
movie.
fight anyone.
Doesn't do anything.
He just,
looks
lifts,
at
he just
people.
lifts up a island and that's it.
Yeah.
His bad guy was
Lex Luthor.
rocks.
Was Kryptonite. That was his bad guy, Kryptonite. That was it.
Oh yeah, we
Um,
see Luthor at the end as well, but
Oh yeah, I still
Bold
don't like this
hates
version of
Luthor.
Luthor.
I still
I
hate
don't
this
like this Luthor.
version.
I don't like him at all.
Yeah, I don't like him.
This movie
he's like
didn't
a
make me.
comedian. He's not a
He's-
mastermind.
He
He
looks.
would be a better Joker. he would make.
Yeah,
he'd
he
make a
would.
better
He
Joker.
reminds me of a Joker.
He'd make a better
Remind me
Joker.
of a master. I don't know. It's weird to say. I like Deathstroke
Yeah.
on it though. Like
Yeah,
Deathstroke.
that's-
Yeah, I think Deathstroke's a good cast. Even Jared Leto's Joker, I don't really like.
I don't.
I
Mind
liked
it.
him in the
I
episode.
liked it in.
can't lie.
I liked it in the way. I liked it in Suicide Squad.
I
I
think
didn't even like
with
him in
Leto-
Suicide Squad.
With Leto is the director's fault because the way he was portrayed in Suicide Squad was really bad.
Yeah, it was worse.
All the
than
work that
this.
Leto put into it was just like it wasn't shown. They only showed him driving a car and blowing up walls. I'm not doing anything.
He was in the end, wasn't he? With the
He was at the
helicopter
end,
scene.
but like
Probably
he didn't
with
do
the
any.
assist, bro.
He didn't do
I
anything.
don't even remember
yeah.
what happened in that
He didn't
film.
do anything.
It's
So
not a great movie.
I don't think Leto was given a chance to be the Joker, but like he's not. He's okay as the Joker. I don't hate him as the Joker.
I don't. I think I just compare now. I'm going to compare every Joker from Heath Ledger's and be like, are you
No
as
one
good as
can
Heath
do
Ledger's
his
Joker?
Joker, man.
But I want someone
like
to be
comparing-
slightly.
It's like comparing like
I'm just
just
like-
a regular footballer to like a Cristiano Ronaldo.
Bro,
or Messi.
I'm paying
They're
paying money
never
to
gonna
watch
be
these
that level.
movies. I expect
It'd be
quality.
interesting to
That being said, actually, no,
maybe you should watch the Joker film and try and make your conclusion.
I haven't watched that one, to be
because
fair.
I have my own thoughts about Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, which I've said before that I think he played the role very well, but I have my thoughts. I'll let you watch the film first. But
I'll
I don't think that Joker would work in the Justice League
no, it won't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
timeline.
he wouldn't.
it won't.
No.
It won't.
It
It
just
won't. It's
feels
its own
like it's a
timeline.
standalone. It
Yeah.
feels like a one shot. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like it's a
And
great
let's keep
portrayal
it.
of a Joker.
Let's keep it that way.
but it
let's
won't
not
work
put
in
limits to
Justice
anything.
League. It won't
For
work.
me, I think even Heath Ledger's Joker wasn't.
It wasn't that
the
traditional
psycho.
Joker either.
Yeah,
But-
he
like he had
reimagined the character,
Yeah.
and he reimagined it well.
And it
was
worked.
like
That's cool, but I also think that they didn't give Jared Leto the time.
well, he
they didn't
died,
give
so
him-
there was nothing that they give him.
no, not Jared Leto. No, Heath Ledger died. Jared Leto.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry.
I said they didn't give him a chance to like actually be Joker like they
Yeah.
said. So
Yeah, he didn't give
so
much
it's
of a
not
chance.
really fair to. That's what
True.
like I like the imagery of. I like seeing him in Suicide Squad, the way he was dressed and everything. I was thinking, "Dog, this is like a nice, young, youthful guy." To me, he looked cool, and I wanted to see how that would play out in the films, but they didn't really give it a chance. And that's why
Yeah.
the Suicide Squad for me just looked. It was like it was just waste of budget.
Yeah.
that would have been a chance to really kind of explore the Gotham universe a bit more.
Yeah.
But
true.
they didn't. You see one shot of what's his name chasing Joker, and then that's it. And just Batman chasing Joker, and just like what is this? And then the rest is Harley. Basically, is a film about Harley.
It's a Harley
and
movie. Yeah.
Smith.
Actually, she has another
That's
one,
really,
doesn't she?
That's pretty good.
Does she have like
Yeah.
two now? She
She
has
has
another
two,
Harley
yeah.
movie. Yeah. I haven't seen it either.
She makes a
because
good Harley,
it's really
though.
Very good. She does make a
Yeah,
good
she
Harley.
makes a really
She
good
does.
Harley.
She
She
does.
does.
But the thing is, like, maybe because Heath Ledger has been Joker, so I'm a bit like about it because like you see the Harley, like, everybody's like, oh yeah, she actually does do a good Harley, and maybe what it is that I haven't given Jared Leto enough of a chance because from what I've seen,
But they haven't given him a chance.
I'm a
though,
bit
so
like,
it's not your fault.
yeah,
It's
I'm a
not
bit like,
your
I,
fault.
even the whole, I don't know if this was him, but even like the whole like him, I've said this before with the whole tattoos of ha 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 on his chest and all that stuff. It's like it's trying too hard. It's like to show what kind of character that he is, whereas like with the like Heath Ledger joke and stuff, it's really subtle. Like, it's like a realistic modern version of what an insane person.
Yeah,
would
but that's
be.
why. But that's part of the reason why I like this new Joker
Because he's a
the
mess.
version that you had before. No, the version you had before is realistic, but this Justice League is not realistic at all. There is no realism in this Justice League whatsoever
Yeah.
in this Snyder
feel-
universe.
yeah.
So I don't mind it being over the top or being a bit silly, but I like that they made it gritty by even giving him tattoos, making him like cool but like insane. Well, we don't even get to see how insane he is, but to me, he looked cool. And I was just like, okay, that's
Okay.
I'm willing to give him a chance, but they didn't give him a chance, so it's
Yeah, I think he was he was an okay portrayal of the Joker that we actually grew up with. Because from the cartoons and stuff, the gangster,
Yeah, Mark
the
Hamill's
gangster,
Joker. It feels
yeah,
like a
Mark
Mark
is closer
Hamill
to Mark
Joker.
Hamill's Joker than
Yeah.
anything else, actually. Apart from the flipping, the old one back in the day.
He was like
What do you mean, the
I
original
think he
one?
was almost
Yeah.
a
Tim
like
Burton
for like
one.
of the cartoon.
Yeah.
The cartoon, sorry, the comics.
Yeah,
That's how that's how the old school comics portray Joker. It's just like
I feel like he's not quite the same because even the comic school Joker, the comic style Joker, he's a bit more like he's cleaner. He's a lot more put together. He's not really that modern. He's more like a middle-aged kind of like someone's dad, It's like, but this one looked like he was a millennial. Like he was just like, oh fuck the system. Here's all my tattoos and my one go-to. It just to me, I saw it and I was like, I don't really like if there was a character that was like superseded Joker and that was I'd be like, okay, this makes sense, but. When I think of Joker, I don't see that, which is why when I saw it, I was like, I don't really know if Reach's reimagination of Joker really makes sense because you think about it, right, Batman, his age, his demeanor, like where he is. He's in the same time as Joker, so like if you offset the style, it clashes to me. I'm like,
Yeah, they've done too many reboots of this guy. That's the problem. There's too many iterations.
See,
of
I would have liked to see.
Unfortunate-
Go on. Sorry, finish what you're saying.
No. Carry on. It's fine.
I was saying I would have liked to see more of. I would have liked to see more of this version of Batman because, like, I think this portrayal of Batman is the best portrayal of Batman that we've had in cinema because he actually looks like Batman and he actually fights like
doesn't
Batman.
do
like
He doesn't do
And
this.
he's like,
Apart from
apart from
that
the fact that,
no,
apart from
that
the
voice
fact,
is still
apart from the
there.
fact,
I
like,
hate that
apart from the
voice.
fact, like he doesn't seem as like smart in this in these films, but like
Yeah,
the visually, I think the costume was really good.
Yeah. I agree. Like the
You know,
visual.
I think it's a very good portrayal of Batman. But the fact I would have liked to see more of what he did, like as
Batman, right?
As Batman, because we didn't get to
Yeah.
actually see much of that because we
But
saw in Batman vs Superman. I see him in his robotic suit, which he just became Iron Man at that point. But like,
you know what's really funny? Though, is what I feel like this Batman like knew his limits in it. That's what I like about this one is because everyone's doing a mad thing except Batman.
yeah, exactly.
Well, but I think all the Batman when he's in Justice League, he always like
Has to
he's always
take a back
he's
seat.
always just like, you know what, I got all this powers and stuff, and he always comes with like a little bit of tools and stuff. He
Yeah,
always,
he always
he doesn't
comes
jump
he
in the
was,
front
he was,
line.
he was almost going par to par with parademons, bro. Like I was,
Yeah, but you
you
can
know
do
this.
that.
He did that.
that's like-
He did that in Justice League War. That's the cartoon.
I know,
though,
but like when I see that, I'm like, it doesn't look that realistic, bro.
He's got
Like,
exoskeleton, bro.
Parademons are slapping him across like boulders.
Yeah,
like,
that's
he's
true.
breaking through them.
They seemed actually to be
like-
stronger in this one than they were in the first one, the Parademon. The Parademons in the first one didn't seem that dangerous, but in this one they seemed a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
Because when I look at Batman, I try and put him on par with the guys who actually have powers. Like, if they're hitting Aquaman's like boom, boom. You know, I'm like, if they're doing the same thing to Batman and he's like boom, boom, and he's just getting up like, oh, come on, and he's shooting people.
I mean, to be fair-
I have to remind myself, oh yeah, he's actually human. Like, why?
yeah. I mean, to be fair, there was a whole scene, there was a whole like what 2-minute scene of him getting battered by like one Parademon. You remember where I was like, look at his ass whooped. Just get
The
his
only one that
ass
got
whooped.
hurt by Parademon was Flash when he shot him. It wasn't even a
Yeah.
Parademon. It was one of those other. I can't remember what they're called.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, they just
something
shot
hit
him.
him.
With that
Something
sniper
hit him.
thing.
Yeah.
And
something
another
hit him.
thing I hate about Batman, I have to say, is that voice that he does.
Well,
Yeah, that's annoying,
yeah,
bro.
that was.
Well,
really
no,
annoying.
this one.
This one,
It's always
you know,
annoying.
Really, I like
all
this
of
one.
them.
I hated the last
wait,
one.
No,
All of
wait.
them.
There's two scenes where I clocked was like, what the fuck? When he's talking to policemen, he's like,
Well, he has a voice thing in
And
this
it
one.
was
It's
so
It's
still
not.
weird.
annoying, bruv.
When
Really?
he's talking
Do you
to-
compare? compare it to the last?
It's the
It's
same.
both
It's the same.
bad.
It's
They're
not the
both bad.
same. It's not the
They're
same.
both bad.
Even it's not the same. Even in this one, you can even tell that it's robotic. Like it's not a normal voice. Where in the other one, he's actually like, and he's forcing the voice. Like it's so dumb. It's like, how are you
Why
forcing the
does he do that,
voice?
though? No, but why does he
Huh?
do that? Because
Huh?
Superman doesn't change his voice, and he looks exactly the same.
Yeah, but
Like,
okay, you
that doesn't make any sense.
can't really place the same argument with the Superman because if you're like, because it's obvious, like, dude takes off his glasses.
Yeah, but even in the
And people are like, oh, it's not him.
But even in the cartoons, like Batman doesn't change his voice in the cartoons. So
Yeah, he does.
Exactly.
Oh wait, no, he doesn't. You're
No, he
right.
doesn't.
Well, it's just the way
He doesn't. You're right. He
changes
doesn't.
it.
You're right.
He's
I
a
like
fair
the fact that
force.
he changed his voice. I
He's
mean,
so
to be
close
honest,
the
like.
policeman. And when it comes to when he's talking to Marshall Manhunter, he's like, "Oh yes, please, it'll be great for you to join the team." Like, it's just,
But that's because, like you just said, like he has a voice modifier in the suit. That's the reason for it. I think it's
No,
a
I mean,
much
I get
better.
the science
It's a
behind
much
it.
better.
I get the science behind it. It just corny, bro.
You just
Yeah,
don't
it's so
And do you know what-
really
what makes it
compared to
more
the
corny?
last
Do you know-
one, which was
I
doing
think
it on purpose.
The reason why it makes it
I mean,
corny-
come
No,
on,
listen, the reason why
like-
it's corny is because he has no powers. That's the,
But man-
he just looks like a guy that's
Why
just
you
doing
just-
vigilante stuff. It's like me just jumping around and just putting on.
This is that same conversation we're texting about. I don't want to get about Batman
why
is
it's corny.
cornier
Because
than
this
freaking.
this way. If
And
Superman
dudes-
started doing it, if Superman started doing it, no one would say anything. No one cares. I promise
What
you,
do you
if Superman
mean?
did it, no one would care.
If Superman
But
did
because
what? If Superman did what?
If Superman
the-
started changing his voice, I don't think anyone would really care.
It
But
doesn't. It's not
Batman
what
just
Superman
looks-
is as a character. Superman
do
doesn't need
anything.
to do that because I don't know. People are dumb. I have no idea why. I mean, they made a reason why people can't tell that Clark Kent is Superman. It's because his demeanor is completely different when he's Clark Kent. Like he hunches over
And he
It was
vibrates,
always silly.
vibrates his face as well, so you can't.
That's when pictures are taken.
Oh yeah, Yeah.
That's one of the pictures to take. He doesn't vibrate his face like from people all the time. So anyway, but it's like his hair is different. So, but really, when you look at it, it's like that is not a good enough reason why people cannot tell this motherfucker Superman. Like,
It's not. It's
really,
a bit silly, but
it's a silly reason.
He wears glasses, isn't it?
Yeah,
He has, like,
and
a
if you think about
skin.
it, and you also think about it as well, like even if someone found out that he was Superman, so what? Come and stab me in my sleep. Unless
Yeah,
you
but
have
it's not-
kryptonite,
it's
I
not
don't give a
really
damn.
for him.
I know, I'm
people around
joking.
him,
But for think about Batman compared to like if people knew who Batman was, like he's really trying to hide his identity, right? So it makes sense
But
for him
why?
to do
Do you know,
more.
why is he trying to really hide his
Because
identity?
he's
got
like
no
you said
family.
before, he's a human. He's a completely human. They'll just mess his shit up if they find out who he is.
They'll
The
find
end
out
of
who
the
he is.
movie is literally his secret identity is out, which I don't know why they did that, but like they just literally threw that out there, and I was like, well, he's in trouble now. It's like so obvious that he's in trouble now.
See, now what I'd have liked to see was like the follow up to that, like people hunting Batman as a film. Like you have
That
all
would
the
be-
assassins
yeah.
like Deathshot, Deathstroke, and other people hunting Batman because there's a bounty on his head. Like I would have liked to see that.
That would be a good movie.
Yeah, it would be.
That would be a good movie.
And plus, they need to make him a lot smarter, man. Like people actively would not kill. They would rather mind control Batman and use him because his intellect is so on par. Like when you think of him, it's like a Marvel equivalent would be like Reed Richards. Like he's so
he is
his
basically,
IQ is just so outpasses them that's why he's able to consistently outsmart superheroes. You know, villains.
Yeah.
Superheroes have turned rogue, villains, and all of that.
His
there's even-
superpower is preparation.
Yeah, exactly.
It literally
there's even a part, I think there's in a video game where he breaks down every single member of the Justice League strength and weakness.
I think he does that in the cartoon
there's a-
as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's
it does it. Yeah, it
Yeah,
does
in
in
the
the
comics.
cartoons, and he even talks about his own. It says, if anything were to happen, if I'm no longer out of commission, this is how you beat me. Blah blah blah. Blah.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of like he's
'Cause he
always
doesn't
thinking
trust
3 or
anyone.
4 steps ahead.
Yeah, 'cause
Exactly.
it's
Even
just like-
in Injustice, when he was just outsmarting Superman, because Superman's a dummy. Like he's strong, but he is nowhere near
Yeah,
as
he's
smart.
so like what's the word to use? Like he's not
But Superman is smart, though.
not
but he's
arrogant.
not-
No,
That's the thing,
he is,
Superman-
but
Superman is a-
Superman,
he's
yeah.
a-
But Superman thing does. He just walks into things and it's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, kryptonite.
Well,
He's
It's
a
like,
very
we-
emotional character.
But we also
Yeah, he's a
forget
very
we
emotional
also
character.
forget what his job actually is, though.
What do you mean?
He's basically an investigator. That's what Clark Kent is.
Well, they send him into things
Yeah.
just so they can find out like
He's like a
is
criminal.
this gonna kill
he's-
anyone?
He's a journalist, and he's a specific type of journalist that you need to investigate things. Like that's why in the Aquaman, the animation version of it, where he jumps into the tank and picks up the papers, he's like, "You guys forget that I'm actually an investigator." Like,
Okay, they don't show enough of that kind
they
of.
don't show that
Superman,
side
to
of
be honest.
Superman
because a lot of the time he's just getting shot by
His
kryptonite.
intellect's actually really pretty high to himself.
All
but
the
it's not the
time.
same as Batman's though. Like,
No.
Got
Because a
Batman
lot of the time when you
versus
watch
another
things,
level.
Kryptonian
It's
scientist
like-
as well.
huh?
He's a
He's
son
trying
of a
to-
Kryptonian
yeah,
scientist, so he's
Yeah.
not
Like he's not
Kryptonian.
stupid,
Yeah.
but I feel like they show him more times than not getting surprised by this kryptonite all the time, and it's
Every
like
time.
kryptonite gas. It's
that's
like
what I
kryptonite
hate
gas.
about
Oh shit!
Batman's Superman. Yeah, he gets hit with a kryptonite grenade once. Yeah, it's like, okay, fine, you didn't see that coming. All right, cool. Second time, he just jumped into it. He caught it the first time. The first time he caught it, it was like, "What's this?" And it exploded in his face. I was like, "Okay." He gets his powers back, and then he just jumps into it again. And it's like, dude, you're supposed to be like, you're supposed to be so fast that like you're moving in slow motion in the Speed Force. Like that's how fast you're supposed to be.
Yeah,
And then you're
This is
trying
why-
to tell me you couldn't dodge that.
this is why Superman
And you
pisses
can
me off
fly.
as a character because he's so
Batman versus
inconsistent.
Superman
Like his
is a
powers
joke,
are so inconsistent. One moment he's getting hit by a missile, he's being knocked back like miles away, hits a building, checks his head, he's fine, but it's like, okay, I got hit by a missile and I've been knocked back. Other times he's getting hit by like what? He'll stand there. And there's this thing I saw on Instagram where this huge monster tried to slap him, right? And Superman stood there, and he pierced through the monster's hand. He just stood there, and the monster basically just impaled himself on Superman. Superman's like, "You won't be doing that again."
It's just
And
like
I'm
this. It's just like this. Where Steppenwolf tried to. He just stood there. He didn't even block it. He
Yeah,
just stood
like
there.
that,
The
and
axe
he
was
just
like
he didn't
this.
even do like a proper
He was
blow.
like-
he just
I'm not impressed.
and throws the entire axe. I'm like, right. So you're this.
Nah.
He's like, it's so inconsistent. It's so annoying because
That's
like,
the right Superman. Though.
that's the
that's what I'm
biggest
saying.
flex,
It's just
though.
like
you
he's just
have
so
to-
inconsistent.
That was the biggest flex, though.
I feel
ain't
from the
gonna lie.
beginning you have to nerf him somehow.
Yeah, he's just like
because
it's
otherwise
just-
he should never lose a fight. Really,
he should never lose a fight
Yeah.
unless magic or kryptonite's there. He should
like
never.
what
ever
he
lose
was
a
doing
fight.
to Steppenwolf. That's how it should be for every.
Battered.
every.
But then Doomsday
Every-
just moves to him. Except
Yeah,
if
but
you're like a
Doomsday's
new god.
different, though.
Doomsday's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bit
Except
different.
if you're a new
Doomsday's
god,
different.
okay. Now understand. If you're a new god, okay. If you're like a Darkseid should beat Superman.
But
I'll
think
just
about
be
this
on par
though,
with him.
is Wonder Woman struggling in Steppenwolf? I'm not sure
Yeah, I didn't get that as well.
because she's
on par
your
with
camera's
Superman.
gone off suddenly, John.
Yeah, I think it's still recording.
It is, yes.
I think we can hear you. It's just your camera suddenly gone for some reason.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, Wonder Woman's supposed to be able to.
Yeah, because Wonder Woman is like,
Superman.
yeah. There's so many different stories of Wonder Woman basically like being on par or even stronger than Superman in some cases, which again is confusing because
She's
the
not-
dude.
she's a
She's not
demigod,
stronger than
isn't
him,
she?
but
So-
she's
Dude, I've seen a story where she kills Superman.
Yeah, no, that she can kill him, but
She kills him so
the thing
many
with-
times.
The thing with Superman is that Superman will not kill any. He doesn't have it in him to kill people, but what's it called does, and that killer instinct is what will always give her the edge against Superman. Which that's what Batman explains anyway as to
Right,
reason
okay.
why she will always beat Superman because and also she's a warrior. She's been trained from birth as well as she's also the daughter of a god.
She's basically
as
a
well.
demigod or a god.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
know.
Yes, she's a demigod, yeah.
Yeah,
She's
so it's
OP,
like,
and she knows how to do her stuff in it.
and she
Whereas
has
Superman-
magic weapons, which
Yeah,
is
exactly.
weak, yeah,
which is
also
also as well.
yeah. Sorry. Anyway, great movie. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was. Would watch again, maybe. I don't know.
I want to watch it again, but 4 hours.
It's too long,
is-
man.
4 hours,
man.
though.
It's a long
4
time.
4 hours.
So long.
I don't want to watch again. I just feel it's just blue. It will just give me blue balls because I know that nothing
Exactly.
else will come out from this. There's not going to be a trilogy, which was supposed to be the case. It's more like, okay, everyone's kind of harboring for it. Everyone wants to see it. Let's just put it out there. I've told like the entire world the spoilers and everything.
Yeah,
I
why
was
did he do
planning
that?
to
That's
do.
what annoyed me.
I think
he's
I think
pissed.
it's more like I'm not gonna do another film, and just to make sure, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I would have done, so that if they somehow throw millions and millions of dollars at him, he can just say, "Well, I've already spoiled it." So
Well,
Why would you want to not give it to
I
us?
think
because
just
I
like-
mean, it's just like look what you've done. Look what you've
Yeah.
done. Like, what am I
it's
supposed to do
arguably
with
his
this?
best movie because apart from 300, I don't think I.
Well, what
like
about
it.
Watchmen?
No,
though?
Watchmen. I don't like Watchmen.
Bro, Watchmen's so good though.
I've watched it. I don't like
Watchmen.
Watchmen.
Oh, I
don't
love
like
Watchmen.
I'm not gonna
Watchmen
lie, I
is
don't like
so
it, bro.
good.
I don't like.
Really? Why didn't you like?
Yeah.
I
It's
thought
not that I
Watchmen was
don't
an
like it, but
I liked
excellent
it.
movie.
Is
I really
this
liked
too
it.
much? It's too much. Like, not
Watch
for
that
me.
one.
It's not enough.
Watch
action.
that one
I
and
ain't
watch
gonna
the
lie,
TV series and tell me which one's better.
I haven't
bro.
watched TV
is
series.
Miles better. Miles better.
Exactly. That's what you need to know.
Miles better.
By the
You're
way,
more
what?
invested in the story
That's
than the
not
TV
fair.
show.
Let's
That's not
let's,
fair.
let's round it up. Let's
Okay,
round
yeah,
it up.
yeah.
It's coming up to an hour. Hashtag loading time pod. Hopefully you can still see my camera on the recording of this because
Can't
I
see
don't know what the
jack, bro.
heck has happened. But yeah, this is only on YouTube, so this is just a bonus thing, isn't it? What do you think of the Snyder Cut? Best movie ever? Worst movie ever?
No. I give it like a clean
On a scale
8
of-
out of 10.
Solid 8.
Oh, 7.5 out of 10.
I give it
8 or 7.
7.5 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
same.
I give
7.5
it
to
8.
8
I
out
give
of
it
10.
8.
Yeah, I'll give it solid.
Yeah,
8.
okay, 8 out of 10. Give it 8 out of 10, which is a pretty
Yeah,
good score.
that's fair enough. Yeah, use the hashtag loading time pod. Let us know in the comments what you think and what would you like to see in a world where this thing comes
Where
back.
a
Would you like to see it? What would you sit? Would you sit in another 4 hours and let us know?
I mean, only if it's good. I walk out if it was crap. I walk out. I don't fuck this movie.
Oh dear. Anyway, thanks for listening.
GG.
Bye.
Bye.
Ladies.